So this video is a guide or some helpful tips for agents out there who are looking to join Senior Life Services in Vero Beach, Florida. My name is David Duford, owner of Duford Insurance Group. I train and recruit agents nationally to sell things like final expense, Medicare, and annuities, both face-to-face and over the phone. And so the purpose of this video, again, is just to give you some helpful tips. Most likely you're considering joining Senior Life Services, you're doing your due diligence, you're maybe brand new to the insurance business, and you just want to make sure before you jump in that you're making a good decision. And the purpose of this video is not to disparage Senior Life Services, not at all. They've been around a long time. They've helped a lot of people with insurance and gotten a lot of good people into this business, so they serve a definite need. But I want to take some time to maybe have you consider some things you may not be considering. Just because as an agent new to the business, you're ignorant. And I don't mean that in a negative way. We're all ignorant getting started in any new endeavor. So that's why it's important to do due diligence, to make sure before you join any organization that you know kind of what you're getting into. So if you do decide to make that decision, you've done all your research and feel that much more confident. Hopefully that makes sense. And so what I'm going to do in here is kind of give you some helpful things to consider as you decide if joining Senior Life Services is a good fit. So first of all, what is the experience of the agent that is recruiting you? This is an important factor to consider. There usually are agents that are recruiting. There's a lot of recruiting in the insurance business, if you haven't already kind of like got that sense that there's a lot of recruiting. More on that in a minute. But more importantly is, what does that agent, even though they're part of Senior Life Services, what does that agent bring to the table for you? Do they know how to sell what it is that you're trying to sell? Do they have experience and success training others to do what they intend to train you to do? Because if you go into an organization, bottom line, the person who recruits you in, your direct upline, as we call them in this business, is the most responsible and I believe most important person in the hierarchy in the scheme of things. And if they don't have the requisite experience to train because they don't have any requisite experience, what kind of expectation should you really have that you'll get any kind of benefit from working with them? And in many cases, in a lot of organizations, not saying SLS is like this whatsoever, but I have seen organizations that value recruiting so much over producing that they'll allow brand new people to go find and recruit agents into their organization, but have no ability to help them grow. And so many, because of that, fail out of this business. So I think this is important. Work with an agent or an upline that actually has experience in training agents, or at least in successful selling. Number two, what is the culture of the regional agency that you're joining? So this is kind of unique. So in most organizations, you have a mothership organization, and then you've got satellite sub-agencies beneath them. And each of those sub-agencies, while they're affiliated directly with that agency, they also have their own perspectives and kind of a difference in approach to how they recruit, build agencies, and train agents. So you want to judge not so much the entirety of the company culture as a whole, but the sub-agency's culture. You might find one that's more recruitment oriented. You might find that's one that's more training oriented to help you sell insurance effectively, to train you to do so. Whether or not you want to recruit or train is not the point, but you want to match who you are and what your goals are with the appropriate agency that does that the best. Does that make sense? So make sure to question, to investigate, to research, ask other agents how their experience has been in the agency, what the culture is like, to get a feel if it's appropriate for you. Make the decision for yourself if you want to sell insurance or recruit agents to sell insurance. Of course, me personally, I think you should sell insurance for at least a year in most cases before you even think about recruiting. It's just my opinion. Not everybody believes or thinks that way, and I'm cool with that. But the point is that whatever you think, you should find alignment with that agency and that organization. There are great producers at Senior Life Services, so obviously somebody's training them to be successful. The key is to find, if you're looking at an organization, a sub-agency that represents SLS, that you will tap into the same resources and help to do the same too as well. Make sure you also ask about releases, vesting provisions, and then also non-competes. Okay, so you'll have to sign a contract with any organization when you join. And many of the stipulations in the contract are going to be around what your relationship is with the clients and how you will be paid under what circumstances you may leave the company. So non-compete, most organizations have a non-compete for their clients, that you can't go sell them insurance outside of the companies you have with the organization itself. So if you leave, let's say SLS, and you work for somebody else, you can't sell those companies with the new organization. You have to keep selling with SLS to those clients. That's normal. Usually there's a couple-year provision in non-competes. The next thing is you got to determine what the vesting provisions are. Do you own your book of business if you decide to leave Senior Life Service? I don't know personally how they do it, but this is a question I would tell any agent who's considering selling insurance to ask about vesting. Do you own your clients in the sense of receiving your cash flow or your commission flow even after you leave the organization? For example, if an agent works with me, decides to quit the business or work somewhere else instead, those clients are his. There's no non-competes I have, and they continue to get paid all the same, their commissions, that they would have been paid if they continued to work with me. So we don't alter or play with their money. Their business is theirs. And then the last thing is releases. So releases, your affiliation as an insurance agent is with the insurance carrier and then the insurance agency. Let's say you like the carrier, they have a great product, but you don't like the agency, they didn't deliver on their promises. You want to move from this agency to that agency, a second agency, but still sell the same carrier. Can you do that? Well, the little secret in this business is it's all up to the original agency that's not delivering on its promises. And they can release you, which means they will release your affiliation through them to get that carrier through the other ones if they want to. But some agencies will not do that. They just flat out decline it. And so you are stuck having to learn new carriers, and you may be locked out of really good products that you otherwise could have had. So ask about releases before you join. What if this thing doesn't turn out? Do I get paid? Do I continue to have my clients as my own? And can I move those carriers affiliated with you over to someone else, another agency, that in the case this thing doesn't work out? Again, it's always good to hope for the best, but it's even better to plan for the worst. And that's really the point of this video, is to give you some things to think about if things aren't perfect, and to give you more points of due diligence to, before you jump into anything, if you did it with me or another organization or SLS or anybody, to make sure your decision is final and it is convicted, or you have it and you can make the decision with conviction and you feel good about your choice, so that you're completely all in. Because as anybody who trains and recruits agents like I do knows, you want somebody completely committed, because those are the people who are the most successful in this business. I hope you enjoyed this video, got some value out of it. If you like this kind of content, subscribe, like, and share. Feel free to leave a comment. And if you'd like to learn more about my agency, there's links above and below. Just click those. It'll take you to my website where you can learn how my agency compares to others. My name is David DeFord at DeFord Insurance Group. Y'all take care. Bye.